is a great-looking group of folks. Isn't this a handsome-looking audience? Very nice of you. Very nice of you people to be here. Also on the show, a gentleman who has been training my dog, Stan, is here this morning, and we're going to talk about training dogs, and then he's brought a guy along, a dog who's going to attack me. Warren and Fay Eckstein, who are dog trainers by profession, will be joining us. We got a parade for you on 6th Avenue and a special Halloween report. Say hello to Frank Owens in the Symphony. We'd like you to meet two people who teach all phases of dog training, including how to protect homes and property against burglars and other intruders. Please welcome Fay and Warren Eckstein, ladies and gentlemen. Warren, how are you? How are you doing? Pleasure to see you, sir. Hello, Fay. How are you this morning? Thank you very much for being here. Who is this guy?
This is Juno.
What kind of dog do we have?
Juno's a Labrador Retriever, and she's being trained for police work.
What kind of training goes in? What is required of a dog who goes into police work?
Well, basically, there's three types of dogs we like to use. One would we classify as moderately aggressive. That's a dog that's not overly aggressive or under. And they have a very solid, stable temperament, and we're able to teach the dog to use its natural instinct to protect.
And what category does Juno fall into?
Juno would fall into police dog category.
And what kind of work would he be needed for?
He'd be involved in looking for lost children or looking for lost adults. He'd also be used for drug detection or apprehending criminals.
How do you teach a dog all of those things?
Well, basically, the drug detection is very, very simple to do. The harness that he has on is generally only put on him when he's supposed to look for a specific drug. With that harness on, he's cued that this is what he's doing. At the end of the tracking, when he finds the drug, we play a game. Could be a frisbee, could be a ball, but the only time that would come out is also for the drug. So the dog associates.
He's not looking for drugs now, is he? You know, the other night I was watching the baseball game from Philadelphia, and toward the end of the game, these troopers or police came on with what appeared to be German shepherds. Now, what would those guys have done if there was a problem?
What they would have used is they would have used something called crowd control. They would have worked the dogs back and forth in front of crowds of people, pushing them back. And the psychological deterrent of a Philadelphia police officer and a German shepherd is enough of a deterrent.
Yeah. I read an article about you in Newsday a couple of days ago about something called pet-facilitated therapy. What is that?
That's the use of dogs for all different types of handicaps. Fay's really the expert on that subject.
I guess we're finding more and more and newer uses for dogs other than the traditional seeing eye dog, huh?
Sure. Studies constantly prove that by using various pets for different types of disabilities, that it helps to bridge the gap between normal therapy and bringing a particular patient around.
Give me an example of someone who is disabled and how a dog would fill in what that person was not able to do by...
Okay, one of the nicest cases that we worked with was with an older gentleman in Queens. He was a double amputee and was also hearing impaired. What the dog did was be his ears for him. He would let him know if someone was at the door. Also, this man had become very withdrawn. He was alone in the world.
He doesn't like the snow.
The snow. And what the dog made him do is to actually get out of his apartment, to go down to the store for dog food. Now, while he was there for dog food, he might have picked up some fresh fruit for himself, picked up a newspaper, started a conversation with someone, and it took a very nice elderly gentleman and actually brought him out of this withdrawal.
So in addition to helping with his disability, he's also a social bridge,
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
Psychologically, they're finding that there's no match for them.
Yeah. Dogs and what they can do are truly amazing, aren't they?
You see, Fay and myself always took it from the point of view that we just assumed they could, never assumed they couldn't. So we've kind of worked with them in every aspect. Drug detection, bomb detection, all types of work. Yeah.
I want to ask you about having a protection dog in the home and how he would get along with kids, but we got to pause and we'll come back and find out from Warren next time. Hi. Mr. Letterman's wardrobe furnished by Augustus Clothing. We're talking with Warren and Fay Eckstein, and we're going to explain this silly suit in a second. But I asked you, Warren, about training a dog to protect the home. How will that dog then get along with, like, infants or kids of all ages, or even men, women, and older folks?
Training a dog for protection is really a safety factor because you're taking a natural instinct and controlling it. So in terms of safety with young children in the house, it's really a safety valve having a dog professionally trained. But I must say that reading a book about dog training and trying to accomplish this is really not the way to go. You should have the help of a professional.
Now, we've had some other people on the show talking about different methods of dog training. We even had one guy on working with one of our dogs, and there are several negative ways to train a dog,
Sure,
right?
Sure.
What do you want to avoid when you're looking to get a dog trainer?
Well, what you really have to check is, first of all, the credentials and the background of the dog. And I would watch the trainer work with the dog. I would recommend that anybody who's investing any type of money and time in having their dog trained should get involved with the training, not just have somebody come there and do it for them.
What's the worst method to train a dog?
The electronic shock collars and sticks and stupid stuff like that. It should be a positive reinforcement basis. When the dog does something right, you kiss it in the face, and when it does something wrong, you tell it no.
Yeah. Did you tell me that anybody out of a magazine can order these electronic devices?
Yeah, they can be ordered anywhere. They're advertised in national magazines, and it's kind of like getting slapped in the face 5 miles away from home when you did something wrong.
They're considered cruel?
I would consider them cruel. By some people, they're considered fast, but you really can't deal with livestock in a fast way.
Have you ever met a dog you can't train?
No, but I've met owners I didn't work with.
What are we going to do with Juno here? First, tell me what I get on.
Okay, that's a jute burlap suit. That's what's used in the U.S. Air Force in a lot of places to teach a dog to attack. One of the questions that somebody asked me before, does the dog only attack the suit? Does that mean the burglar must put the suit on first? No, once we progress to a certain point, we have what's called hidden sleeves and hidden armor that goes underneath the jacket and tie.
You worked in the Air Force training dogs. So what do they use those dogs for?
Drug detection, area control around the airplanes actually on the bases and whatever they use dogs to patrol, and ammunition dumps, drug detection, a lot of drugs in the Air Force.
Now, before we get to this, I have one question about your pig. You have a pig.
Yes, I do.
And tell me what you do with this guy.
Oh, well, Corky's, she's a female, and she skateboards. And she reacts to people just like a dog would react to a person, and probably after training 10,000 dogs, I would have to say that my pig is the most intelligent animal I've ever worked with.
Would they make good pets?
Oh, super pets. They're really fantastic.
Yeah. Could you put one on a leash and stroll her through Central Park?
Sure, but there's a lot of hungry people in Central Park.
Okay. Tell me what we're going to do, and I'll do it, and then we'll have
We're going to have you standing, I guess, by the desk, and I'm going to let him loose, and when I signal to you, raise your arm as if you're going to hit me, and I'm going to send him on you, and hopefully he'll bite you on the arm. Hopefully. Okay.
How much does Juno weigh?
Juno weighs about 80 pounds, 85 pounds.
How old a doggy is he?
Juno's 2 years old, but he has about 700 pounds of pressure in his mouth. Okay.
Okay, I am going to, I will have made some sort of an aggressive gesture at you guys, huh?
Stay, and we're going to let him go after you.
Okay. Oh, here they come. Oh! Good.
That's a good boy.
Oh, it is.
Good boy. Good boy.
He certainly
okay,
is.
out. Down. Stay.
He certainly is a good boy.
Stay. Stay. Good boy.
What if I had not been wearing the suit, what would have happened to me?
Probably you would have lost an arm.
No kidding, he would have.
Yeah. However, he's taught a little bit different. He's taught to use only the amount of force necessary. So if you were to stop fighting and stand straight, he would leave you alone. But if you breathe again, he would go after you.
Continuing to resist the dog is not a good idea.
No, it's a very poor idea. That's where most people get bit, is when they try to pull away from a dog. If you're getting bit by a dog, by the way, just let the dog bite you. I know it's hard, but it saves a lot of ripping and opening up. Hard to think of.
It is, yeah. Now, I hate to even mention this, but he's such a sweet-looking dog, but could he take somebody's life if it came down to it?
If it was necessary, sure. There would be no question about it. Most dogs naturally have this instinct. It's just with Juno, we've kind of geared it in one direction so that he can be used in certain circumstances. And by far, he can do the job of 3 or 4 police officers. He can stop 5 men in 7 seconds on a full attack.
And he would be completely safe with children, though?
Oh, sure. In fact, he lives at home now with a family now in Plainview, Long Island, and he's exposed to children and runs at the schoolyard all day long.
But does he just sense danger, or is he cued or
Generally,
taught?
when a criminal is about to strike, the adrenaline in their system, and the dog's sense of smell or olfactory is approximately 28 times that of ours.
Yeah.
So the dog can detect. Usually usually that's how I get friends. If my dog likes people, they usually become friends, and if he doesn't like people, I usually don't like him either.
And you can rely on that instinct?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Nothing's 100% with livestock, but the chances of this dog are in the 90% bracket.
May I touch him now?
Sure.
With this suit?
He may bite you.
Thank you very much, Juno. Very nice. Look at that. What a guy. What a guy he turned out to be.
Boy, Juno.
Warren, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Warren Eckstein, ladies and gentlemen, and Fay and Juno. We'll be right back with an NBC News Update.